Good afternoon, Calvary family. As we begin to approach the time when I believe we'll be coming out of the stay-at-home order, I want to take a few minutes to give you an update as to how Calvary is preparing for when we can have in-person services again. My plan is to share these weekly updates Thursdays at 4 p.m. We've had 8 weeks of online services. And I want to thank the online team, particularly Ryan Silverstein, Heather Click, and Una Magaya for our worship, and then Christy Gunter for putting everything together. They have worked hard to make the online church experience engaging, exciting, and smooth. I also want to thank the volunteers who have continued to serve through the House of Blessing, who have been making phone calls and leading our Zoom small groups, and in many other ways. Ministry looks different in this season, but ministry has not stopped. I'm also thankful for our staff that has made adjustments to their job duties. Pastor Joe Gunter and Barb Cotter have been working together to make sure that we can still help those in need. Pastor Yvonne and Adrian Volgensang have been focusing on connecting with folks through phone calls and prayer. Our finance team, led by Ellen Tyler, have worked hard with online giving and to make sure things keep on flowing. And I want to thank you. You have been faithful in attending, inviting, and giving to the church. Our church has remained strong and outward focused and caring. I'm proud of you for fighting off selfishness, frustration, and fear. We've learned a lot through this time. I pray that we never again take meeting together for granted. For many of you, this has been an opportunity to recalibrate your priorities and schedules. His kingdom first must be our life approach. The lessons of this season will be lasting. This week, our governor announced the loosening of some restrictions. And we are anticipating being able to meet together again in person soon. But also, we recognize that it will not be business as normal for a while. I'm expecting a phased approach to having in-person meetings again. Right now, we're preparing for phase 1 of the reopening process. This phase is going to require a lot of patience, flexibility, and willingness to sacrifice for others. Now, before getting into the details of what we're doing to prepare for phase 1, I want to address one of the restrictions that was lifted starting next week. Governor Murphy has authorized drive-in events. And while I know that many of you are eager to meet together again in some fashion, we're not planning on having any drive-in services at this point. There's a number of logistical challenges, from the parking lot arrangement to the equipment needed, that makes the drive-in service a less viable option than our current online experiences. I also expect that the governor will allow in-person gatherings sooner rather than later. We may reevaluate this in the near future if the in-person restrictions remain in place for an extended period of time. So just be sure it's a changing situation. So as we prepare for phase 1, we have created a page on our website for the COVID-19 plan during that phase moving forward. It'll have weekly updates and details of how we're going to function in the particular phase that we're in. Please know that we're working hard to prepare our facility to meet again. We're purchasing the necessary resources to help us make sure that Calvary Lighthouse is prepared to minister in this season. Many of the procedures that we put in place the week before the stay-at-home order was issued will remain. Hand sanitizer stations, social distancing, and the deep disinfecting of areas that are high touch will be the norm for a while. The safety of our church, volunteers, and staff is one of our greatest values. When we are given the green light for in-person meetings, I realize that there's going to be many who do not yet feel comfortable coming to the building. That's why, as part of our preparation for phase 1, we're also working to improve the quality of our live-streamed services. I think our team has done an excellent job for our online experiences during this time, and we want to continue to do so as we look to meeting in person again. There's a lot of tension in our country. Some want to open right now. Others passionately believe everything should stay closed. Here's how we're going to approach it. We will respect the thoughts and preferences of others and not make anyone feel lesser or non-spiritual because they have a different approach. Listen to me here. Attending an in-person service is not a sign that you are more mature, more godly, or more committed than a person who chooses to stay at home and participate there. And likewise, staying at home and joining in a service from there does not make you smarter or more caring than the person who chooses to attend in person. You as a church have done a beautiful job of loving and caring others in this last 8 weeks. Let's keep that same attitude of love and concern as we prepare to transition into another way of doing church. Like you, I can't wait for life and church to be back to normal, whatever that new normal will be. Many of those things that we're going to ask folks to do when we come back are going to feel like a hassle and extra work, because they are. But this is just a phase. It's going to get better. I look forward to worshiping with you soon. In the meantime, know that I love you and I miss you. And make sure to join us Sunday at 10 a.m. and each night, Monday through Friday, for an evening devotion at 7 p.m. We'll post another weekly update next Thursday at 4 p.m. God bless you. We're praying for you.